and time again I tell myself that you no good. Bad for my health and I can't help myself, it's understood. Poison but I love it. Kill me softly with these lips I'm touching. Lust and loving, nothing but disgust from knowing it's temporary. Something's gotta give. Let me go and let me live. Holding on to what I thought I knew, but no, I ain't no it's. Time I notice and just wake up from this dream, or just go deeper. Reality ain't really what it seems. So please don't wake me up.
Hey everybody, how you guys doing today? My name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence, and today we're here to talk about some Titanfall. So we are back in Titanfall. I've spent a lot of time with the game at this point and kind of refined my play style and how I prefer to play the game, and one of those builds is actually why I'm making this video. I want to go ahead and share my Ogre build with you guys here. So this is a build that works for me. I've experimented with all the Titans. I've done a lot of the Strider, which I quite enjoy, but again, it just doesn't have the oomph that the Ogre does in those tough, hard to play situations. And then I've also tried the Atlas, which I actually do play with quite frequently when I'm playing on a team. But when it comes to solo play, guys, it is all about the Ogre. So these are game modes that I played either with a team and with solo, so I've got two gameplay clips that are in here. The clips that you saw at the beginning of this video were a mix of those as well, but basically I've made the Ogre fit my needs perfectly, and this is exactly how I did it. So I've experimented with a lot of the weapons in Titanfall with the Titans, and I have to admit that the chain gun is my favorite. The chain gun is accurate, it's very easy to kill pilots with, which is very necessary in this game. A lot of people go for the heavier artillery, which is great when you're fighting Titans, but you have to consider that there's also the pilots, and I think that's something that everyone really doesn't think about, right? They want to go for the biggest, the baddest. So we do have the chain gun with an extended magazine instead of an accelerator, just for that constant rate of fire. You don't have to worry about powering it up and spinning it up. I've messed with it a lot, but it didn't really carry for me. I've got the tactical ability Electric Smoke because it deploys a damaging smoke screen. You can actually go up and deploy this on Titans that still have their dome shield. It'll start damaging the Titan or kill the player while it's actually while he or she is actually trying to get into the Titan. And the Electric Smoke is also great for dealing with people that are going to hop on your Ogre, and since the Ogre is a heavily armored Titan, you're going to have to worry about it getting knocked down too quickly, which is one of the big perks to having that smoke there. Now, as far as the ordnance, I've swapped this up a couple times. I have the multi-target missile system, but I would say you can use the rocket barrage or the slave to warheads here. Again, it just works for me. The multi-target missile system is great when I'm facing multiple opponents because I can lock onto a couple of positions on each of them and then drop my 12 missiles across 3 Titans, which you guys will see actually in a clip here. Now, as far as my kit goes, I've messed with a couple things, but the regen booster is an absolute must here. So the Titan's body shield regenerates faster, absolutely necessary, and then we also have the big punch, but you can swap this out for Survivor if you prefer to have it that way, especially if you're lower level, because you will not get Big Punch until I think it's 41, so that's something you're going to have to worry about. But Big Punch, more powerful melee attack that really makes a difference. Now, of course, you have the core ability, Shield Core, but that's the gist of it, guys. So you have the chain gun, electric smoke, multi-target missile system, or slaved warheads, regen booster, big punch, and this thing is a beast. So to go ahead and get into some gameplay here, this is actually a clip we were playing when I was on a team. We were playing Hardpoint, and this goes to show kind of the prowess of the Ogre. So I end up getting my Ogre, I go ahead and I call it. Now, me and another pilot are the only ones defending C at this point, and the entire team's rushing us, right? So most of my team actually goes over to secure A and B because that's what's going on, and I decide to hang around C. Now, while hanging around C, I am using this build. You'll notice that I do have a couple different things, though. So I do have the cluster rocket here. The cluster rocket is the third unlock in the ordnance tree that you'll get with your Titan. Now, the cluster rocket's great for these Titan maps, especially in this build, because you can shoot it into a corner, right, and it will simply start spreading explosions throughout. It's a cluster rocket, right? Now, these explosions do a ton of damage to a Titan, right, if the shield's down. But more importantly, this is how you clear out rooms. So I use this to clear out rooms when I'm playing Hardpoint and Domination with this build, and I throw it in there, and all it does is just kill all the pilots inside if they're trying to camp or do things of that nature. Now here you'll see that I get rushed by one guy. Now he's in an Atlas, he's got the sniper rifle equivalent, the Gauss gun, rather. And he's going to go ahead and rush me here. So I get taken down nearly half health here. There's a Titan behind me, there's a Titan in front of me. Now what I go up here and do is punch this guy a few times, try to get that punch in, nail the one punch, nail the second punch, and then I have the execute. So I go ahead, rip his arm off, do the awesome execute that the Ogre has, and finish him off here. Now notice how my health is around 25%. I go ahead and I pop that overshield, throw my smoke down here. The smoke really scares pilots because it does damage their Titan. So I go ahead, let this guy get nailed by my smoke, go in, rush with the overshield, and smack kill him as well. Now, by doing so, the smoke can provide a really, really unique utility. While a lot of people think it's just great for messing with pilots that are on you, same thing goes for Titans. This is great for blocking Titans' access. If you pop 2 or 3 smokes among 3 of your teammates, you'll do work. I go ahead and I go out, and I know this is an auto Titan, but I figured it's still pretty relevant. So I go out and I finish that auto Titan, no problem. And then I do end up losing my Ogre when I get rushed by a 4th Titan in the span of 2 minutes, and it just can't handle it. Now, this goes to show how powerful the Ogre really is, guys. This thing is a beast, and it's important to use it correctly, right? You got to conserve it, make sure that you're using your corners, keeping your shield up. That's something that's very important here, because even though your shield does have that quick recharge, you will get swarmed. You will have Titans, you will have players rushing you, and there's certain circumstances that this build simply cannot overwhelm. So try to always keep in mind if you have your shield boost active. Also keep in mind that your shield boost takes about 7 seconds to regenerate. Now this is from a game, you guys will see a video of this separately with a different commentary. This is a perfect game. I did not die once. Got 3 Ogre Titans here. This goes to show the accuracy of the chain gun. So I got my Ogre Titan way ahead of time. I've killed 8 pilots at this point, so I got it very, very early in the game, right? And what I do is just showcase how powerful this chain gun is. This chain gun is important. This chain gun is easy to target other players with, and especially when you have just the extended mags, it's extremely accurate. So what I'm able to do is actually pick off all these pilots that are trying to kill me and just up those attrition points. This just proves that the chain gun is the most accurate. Now, I know a lot of people will probably argue that the Gauss cannon is better because it's a one-hit kill if you hit a pilot directly, and I think that's personal preference. I think that's definitely something that you can experiment with, but I don't know if that just fits my playstyle. So I tend to stick to the chain gun, right? Now, with the chain gun, you do have the accelerator, but I still prefer the accuracy of having the regular. But anyway, guys, that's kind of my thoughts on the whole Ogre build. I've experimented with this a lot. I've enjoyed this build quite a lot. This is what I'm always playing with at the moment. I do swap it up to my Strider or my Atlas, depending on if I'm playing with a good team or not, or what our team makeup is. But it's really good. I love this build. It does work, and the Ogre is definitely one of my favorite Titans, if not my favorite. I'll go ahead and say it. It's probably my favorite Titan class in this game, because if utilized correctly, it does work, right? It's very, very important to make sure that you're constantly keeping your shield up, because so many players let their shield run down, rush in, and think that their Titan's going to be able to take a beating, and that's simply not the truth. So that's the gist of it. But anyway, guys, my name is Nick, otherwise known here as Avialence. I want to thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you have any questions about my build or any suggestions for a good Ogre build, feel free to let me know in the comments below. This is a discussion, and I'd love to hear your guys' opinion on the whole scenario. If you enjoyed the video too, guys, give it a like, share it with your buddies as well, help support me here on the channel, and feel free to subscribe for more Titanfall commentaries, discussions, and build talk. You know, we'll have a couple of roundtables coming up. So thanks for watching, guys, and I will talk to you guys next time. Go into Titanfall, get rid of some guys, and test some builds.